Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I have a very exciting video for you. We're going to be doing a brow routine. I'm going to be teaching you how to groom your brows and how to style them 2 different ways. But before we get started, please don't forget to hit the big red button to subscribe to my channel and like it if you're excited to learn some tips and tricks on how to do your brows. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we're going to start off by grooming your brows. So what you're going to want to do is grab a brow brush. This is going to have a pointy brow angled brush obviously on the front, and then a nice spoolie on the back. So what you're going to want to do is grab the spoolie end and brush up and out your brow hairs. You're going to want to brush them in the direction in which they grow. So first, again, grooming. There are a couple different types of tweezers. The ones I'm currently using and that I'm actually quite obsessed with are these ones from Farrah Brushes. I actually got this tweezer in my November BoxyCharm if I'm not mistaken. I really like them because you have your typical tweezer end, I guess, on one side, and then on the other side you have a super pointy one, which I did not think I would like, but honestly it's very, very useful to get those little tiny hairs out that maybe the other end isn't able to reach. So go ahead and start plucking, but be very, very careful when plucking. It's taken me a few years to get the hang of it, to make sure I'm not over plucking, because obviously we're trying to preserve as much hair as possible. So just go ahead and snip the little unwanted hairs out of the way with this. Try to get them as close to the root as possible. Another thing you can do to groom your brows is brush them up once more. And if you see any hairs that are a little bit too long, that you don't want to be that long, for example, right here, if you brush these up all the way straight up, you're going to want to grab a little tiny pair of scissors. Now, I got these in like a random little nail kit or something from CVS or Walgreens. You can get these just about anywhere. Just try to get them as small as you possibly can versus going in with like regular house scissors. So you're going to want to come up from above and just trim the very ends. Don't go crazy with this. Don't go crazy with this because you're not trying to not have ever hairs by the end of the day. Alright, so now that we've groomed our brows, I'm going to show you the way you want to shape your brow. And obviously this is going to depend on your brows, and I'm going to be showing you on my brows specifically, so I'll show you a trick to how you can follow this for whatever eye shape or brow shape that you have. So you're going to want to grab your pencil. By the way, I'm using the ColourPop Brow Boss pencil in the shade Ash Brown. If you missed my last video, I did a first impression on this, and you'll see my reaction there. I absolutely loved it. Gives me super quick brow and it stays put all day long. It's actually a great pencil and very, very affordable. You're going to want to line it up from your nostril straight up, and you're going to want to make a little mark right there. So that's how you know where you want your eyebrow to start. Then you're going to tilt your pencil to a diagonal, and you're going to align it from your nostril to your pupil to then create the arch, and you're going to make another little mark right there. And then lastly, to know where it ends, you're going to do the same thing, just tilt it a little bit further from your nostril and then align it with the corner of your eye. And that's how you know where your tail is going to end, so you can make another mark right there. Now, I've been doing this for quite a while now. It took me a few months to master this, but got the hang of it, so I can kind of just know where to trace it out. So that's what we're going to start by doing. We're going to start by underlining the brow very, very lightly to kind of give us that shape and map it out, so then you know where to fill it in. So I like to start by outlining the front of my brow super lightly again, and then we're going to trace out the arch. Now I can go ahead and start filling it in, and I'm going to follow the direction of my hairs. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. So now to lock them into place, I'm going to go ahead and use a brow gel, brow mascara, whatever you want to call it. I've been using lately the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Boost and Set Brow Mascara. This was actually really great because it has a very, very tiny spoolie. Kind of matches or resembles the one from the pencil, it's just way, way smaller. And what this is going to do is, like I said, or like the name implies, it's going to set and lock in your brows. So I'm going to go ahead and start running this through, starting from the middle actually, because that's where we typically have more brow hair. So we want to get most of the excess product on there and lock those hairs in. And then I'm going to slowly move my way to the front. And just like we did with the spoolie earlier, we're going to follow the way our brows or our brow hairs naturally grow. So that is the more daytime chill eyebrow look right here. So now I'm going to try to match it as best I can on the other brow, but obviously I'm going to be doing a little bit more of a bolder, more structured brow. I'm going to go ahead and use a pomade. So the one that I've been hooked on, and the only reason I don't have a drugstore one, is because I've been using the Anastasia DIPBROW. It's just a pomade. I'm using the color Soft Brown. And I love this one, and honestly, it's lasted me over a year. I'm almost out of it. As you can see, this is definitely well loved. But yeah, this is just awesome because if you're gonna be outside for a long time, especially in the summer, say you're going to a festival or something like that, this is what I would always go with, because I know that if it rains, if it pours, if I'm sweating, this is gonna last throughout the day, throughout the night. So what I'm going to go ahead and do first is I'm going to dip into the product. I'm going to remove the excess onto the cap, and I'm going to kind of go back and forth, forward, backward on either side of the brush to coat it and get a really fine tip while also getting rid of the excess. So I'm going to go ahead and basically follow the same thing I did on the brow with the pencil onto the brow with the dip pomade, or the dip brow. Starting at the arch of the brow, still outlining right here because I have more hair there, so it's not going to look as harsh. And I'm going to go ahead and follow and curve out the line for the arch. And then I'm going to go and draw little lines flicking upwards, super lightly. Now we're getting into the tail part of the brow. So what you're going to want to do is, at least for me, I like to start at the bottom and just flick straight out in a diagonal. Again, remember that you're trying to line it up this way. So that's pretty much where I want to end my brow. So now I'm going to basically create the same type of line in the same direction from the top to kind of meet into a point right here. So then go back in with your spoolie and brush it all out. Alright, I could sit here and try to perfect this for days, but honestly, ain't nobody got time for that. So I'm going to go back into my little brow gel. Of course, the same one I used on the other side. Now with this kind of product, you might not need something pigmented, something with color. You can definitely just go in with a clear brow gel, but this is what I got, this is what I'm working with. So we're just going to go ahead and do the same thing and do a light coat. Alright, so I brought my hair down because we're almost done. So now the very last and final step that we have to go is a little bit of highlighting the brow bone. Now this is not something totally essential, but this is where you want to clean up anything. If you do your brows first, maybe this is where you can go in with a little bit of concealer and a nice little flat packing brush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the same highlight I used for my face. You can use that. You can use a matte eyeshadow if you like. It doesn't really matter. But just something a little bit lighter than your skin tone so you can go ahead and lift that brow bone. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this right here, and then the same thing on the other side. So there you have it. You have a brow using a pencil, and then also a brow using a pomade. Alright guys, so this wraps my brow routine. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something new. Definitely let me know in the comments down below which side you prefer, if you like the side with the pencil or the side with the pomade better. Also let me know if you have any questions. I'd be more than happy to help answer anything that you might ask. And if you like this, make sure to give it a like, share, and subscribe. Join the notification bell fam as well so that you can be notified the next time I upload a video. And trust me, you're going to want to, because I have very exciting videos coming for holiday looks for the week before Christmas, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to also follow me on Instagram. I'll leave my handle down here just so you can follow me on a daily basis, get more daily looks, more daily tips and tricks, some hauls and fun things like that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed and that you have a great day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Mwah!